best, but I want to give the Patriots defense some credit here.
So first of all, from the way I looked at this game, Nico Collins had to, if he was there, I think the game may have went a little different.
I agree.
Okay.
To me, C.J. Stroud just didn't have anybody he could go to when he got in trouble. And when you look at this New England Patriots defense, you have a guy like a Christian Gonzalez who, I'm telling you, he's one of the best cover corners in all of football.
I want to take nothing away from the Patriots defense. They played fantastic. They did exactly what good defenses are supposed to do and make you one-dimensional. But there was no threat of a run game. All the games that we watched, right, in the last 2 days, we see a team, we see the Bears, we see the Rams. These guys will establish the duo. They'll establish the downhill run. They'll get something going for their quarterback. Yeah, their quarterbacks make great plays, but they have to have something else. So what I saw is, obviously, C.J. Stroud struggled. He turned the ball over, but there was no confidence. There was nothing that I felt from the sideline where, and even you heard Troy Aikman talking about it. He's like, they got a double move in the middle of the field. The Patriots are sitting all over these intermediate routes. When Troy's on there, and he's trying to be diplomatic about it, but he's begging the offensive coordinator to give C.J. something that isn't just cookie cutter, like not just basic football. And so that, for me, is something D'Amico's going to have to answer. He's going to have to look at it like, I know they changed offensive coordinators last year. They did it again.
But David,
they might have to do it one more time.
Without a coverage dictator out there,
I'm with you.
Nico
They need
Collins.
Nico, they need Schultz, they need everybody out there. I'm 100%
so
with
the defense has to react to something.
Totally agree.
You know?
Totally agree. But they have to give me something else, because CJ's he's gonna be in the same situation again. Might be Nico will be out there, but my goodness, you got to have answers that get after these defensive structures.
Well, however you want to add it up, unfortunately, a 0 still remains in the win column when you're talking about the divisional round. They're the only team in the NFL that has never been to a conference championship and will remain one of 4 teams that...
What's up, everyone? Welcome back. If you just watched that, you saw something far more insightful than a simple recap of the Patriots' win. You saw a dissection of why they won, and it exposes a fundamental truth about playoff football that might just decide the AFC championship. The crew on NFL Game Day didn't just say the Patriots' defense played great. They zeroed in on the method. They highlighted that the Patriots did what the Belichick-era defenses always did. They took away what you do best. But the key insight came next. Against Houston, that might have been a little easier because, as one analyst put it, I still don't know what they do best. That is a devastating indictment of the Texans' offensive identity at the worst possible time. Look at what they pointed out. No Nico Collins. Their true WR1, their alpha, was out. As they said, the game might have been different with him. No run game threat. There was no threat of a run game. This made C.J. Stroud one-dimensional before the first snap. No schematic answers. This was the most damning part. They talked about Troy Aikman on the broadcast, practically begging the Texans' offensive coordinator to give Stroud something that wasn't just cookie cutter or basic football. The Patriots were sitting on all the intermediate routes, and Houston had no counterpunch. This is the nightmare scenario for a young quarterback. You're missing your top weapon, you have no balance, and the play calling isn't giving you a schematic advantage to offset it. The result? A great defense like New England's feasts. Now, let's pivot to the game ahead. Patriots versus Broncos. The narrative is all about Jarrett Stidham's impossible task, but this analysis flips the script. The real question might be, what does Sean Payton see on tape that the Texans didn't have? Denver, even with Stidham, has a clearer identity. They have a run game. They have a first 15 script from a master play designer. They have players like Javonte Williams. They might not have Bo Nix's dynamism, but they might have a more coherent plan than Houston did. The Patriots' defense will still be a monster, but the challenge is different. It's not about stopping one superstar QB carrying the load. It's about deciphering Sean Payton's scheme with a backup. That's a unique mental challenge for Mike Vrabel's defense. Transition to second clip, 06:37 to 08:13. But let's shift to the NFC, because the Game Day crew gave us an even more fascinating and detailed breakdown of the Seahawks. This wasn't just Seattle's defense is good. This was a layered explanation of why they are a nightmare matchup, specifically for the Rams. They broke it down into 3 levels that create a perfect storm. The highlighted players, the talent. They talked about players you have to circle on your game plan. Guys like Leonard Williams, you're 99. The sheer individual talent on that defensive front that can wreck a game by itself. The scheme, the confusion. This is where it gets scary. They describe defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald's system perfectly. I've seen him bring 8. I've seen him drop 9 literally in the same series. Your force player on one play might be a safety. On the next, it might be a corner. As an offensive lineman or quarterback, you have no idea where the pressure is coming from. It's chaos with a plan. The versatility, the mismatch. Then they highlighted the rookie, Nick Imami from South Carolina, a guy who can man up with Christian McCaffrey, cover tight ends, blitz, and play safety. He's a weapon that breaks the normal rules of personnel. This is the trilogy that makes Seattle's defense elite. Elite talent, plus unpredictable scheme, plus versatile weapons. A quarterback's hell. For Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay, this is the ultimate chess match. It's not just about beating a good defense. It's about solving a puzzle where the pieces move every snap. The Rams have the veterans, they have the offensive genius. But as the analyst said, Sean can only do so much. He's not going to be able to bail you out when the guy's coming downhill. This brings us to the crux of the NFC Championship. The Rams have the firepower. Stafford threw for 457 yards in Seattle just a month ago. But that was against a different version of this defense? Or was it? The question is, can Stafford and McVay solve the Macdonald riddle again under the brightest lights when every tendency they studied might be a trap? So, what are we left with? In the AFC, the Patriots showed us that a dominant, disciplined defense can strangle a one-dimensional offense, no matter how talented the QB. Their test now is against a master schemer with a backup. In the NFC, the Seahawks showed us that a modern defense is more than just great players. It's a system of controlled chaos designed to make even the best quarterbacks hesitate. The championship games might not be decided by the flashy quarterback play we expect. They might be decided in the trenches, in the film room, and by which team can impose its defensive identity more completely. Who do you think wins these battles? Can Sean Payton's scheme crack the Patriots' code? Or can Matthew Stafford's experience solve the Seahawks' labyrinth? Let me know your picks and why in the comments below. If you enjoyed this tactical breakdown, make sure to like and subscribe for more content that goes deeper than the headlines. 1.